Before there was a St. Thomas High School, there were the Basilian Fathers. Formed in 1822 in France, they would, by the turn of the 20th century, be the largest Catholic men's religious order in the state of Texas. Like many orders before them, they came to minister to those in need and to educate.
Received yesterday from our Superior General a cablegram stating that we are authorized to accept your lordship's kind offer concerning the offering of a school at Houston. However, I will not correspond with Father Hennessy until I hear from your lordship, who will be kind enough to tell me what formalities we have to go through to receive from you the property. Reverend Victorine Marijan, CSB 7th Superior General of the Basilian Fathers in America, to Right Reverend N. Gallagher, Bishop of Galveston, February 6, 1900.
Plans were made to open a school for boys in Houston. Located at Franklin Avenue and Caroline Streets, it was called St. Thomas College. The school would be in the old Catholic building, which had been transferred to the Basilian community in June of 1900. As they made plans for opening this new venture, the Basilians received pious prayers and kindly efforts from the Sisters of the Incarnate Word, who'd opened their own school on Crawford, 7 blocks away.
St. Thomas College, day school for boys, classics, moderns, mathematics, business and preparatory courses, morals, instruction, private pupils accepted. Reverend N. Roche, CSB, President.
St. Thomas College opened its doors on September 4th of 1900. 44 young men, ages 9 to 16, came through the doors for the first time. Tuition ranged between $3 and $5 a month, depending on the coursework the boys would pursue. On that first day, they were greeted by a young priest named Father Nicholas Roche. He'd been ordained 3 years earlier in Toronto and was assigned to begin this new school in the Bayou City. The 34-year-old was optimistic about what lay ahead. 4 days after St. Thomas College opened, disaster struck south of the city. A hurricane roared through Galveston, devastating the island, killing thousands and obliterating the important port city. 50 miles up the road, Houston wasn't immune to the great storm's winds and rain. The new school sustained severe damage. It would take days to repair. Students returned, however, and the school days resumed. Classes began at 8:30 and concluded at 3. The Basilians and their students soon fell into a rhythm, but it was apparent to all that the old Catholic building couldn't sustain the school's needs. It was sold in 1902 to the Great Northern Railroad Company for $25,000. The Basilians sent nearly $15,000 to Waco to help establish a school there, and moved into temporary quarters at the Mason Building at Main and Rusk Streets. The year before, a gusher blew in Beaumont, about an hour east of Houston, bringing an oil boom to Texas that still resonates today. But for the Basilians trying to buy land for a permanent home for their school, it meant high land prices as people poured into southeast Texas, looking to cash in.
The Basilian Fathers governing body comes to Houston in 1903 to negotiate buying land for the new school, the corner of Austin and Hadley Streets, and buy it for $13,000. Then they hire an architect from Canada to draw up plans. Those need revisions because the cost was just incredible. But then the new plans have to be revised again because the revisions didn't include plumbing and facility costs.
In the end, the new St. Thomas College would cost more than $25,000 and would open in September of 1904. As St. Thomas College was growing, so was Houston. After the Great Storm of 1900, the city became much more important as a center of commerce, sheltered as it was from the Gulf's punishing surf. The first graduates crossed the stage, diplomas in hand, and headed out into the world. Father Roche, who'd put so much work and effort into launching this new school, was transferred to Canada, where his superiors felt he'd be a perfect fit to run St. Michael's College in Toronto. He left St. Thomas in 1906. Before the turn of the decade, 2 more presidents would assume his role. But Father Roche's foundation for St. Thomas would endure, and the goodness, discipline, and knowledge he aspired to would be the clarion call for new generations of St. Thomas students.